Imagine it's, well, June 1981. You're a kid, and you're spending the night sleeping on the floor of Malvern Elementary School.
Which, I mean, sounds like a fun sleepover until you actually find out why you're there.
Right, yeah. Because a local factory, Bishop Tube, just released this massive cloud of acid vapor over your neighborhood.
Such a wild thing to experience as a kid.
It really is. Welcome to your personalized deep dive. Today, our mission is to create a vivid portrait of Malvern Borough Council Vice President Zoe Warner.
Yeah, we're using her recent Q&A to really explore how her childhood ties and her career in conservation shape her whole vision for local governance.
Exactly, because it's kind of like cultivating a garden, you know? You really have to understand the soil's history before you start planting new seeds.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And that 1981 evacuation is a pretty stark entry point into her history.
It really underscores where she's coming from, right?
Definitely. I mean, she grew up right next door in General Warren Village.
Yeah.
And her early memories of Malvern are just incredibly tactile.
Like what kind of memories?
Well, she talks about things like scoping out toys in the basement of Kwan's Hardware or playing in the vacant lot next door.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and even just helping her mom navigate the what she called counter-friendly carts at Scheidl's IGA grocery store.
It's so visceral. Having a mental map of a town that specific, from the exact layout of a local grocery store to like a literal chemical evacuation, it gives a local politician this unique muscle memory.
That's a great way to put it. Muscle memory for community needs.
Right. When she's making decisions for the borough today, she's pulling from a lived experience of how infrastructure and, well, environmental safety directly impact the families actually living there.
And what's fascinating is that hyper-local appreciation for her environment actually evolved into her professional calling.
Oh, really? What does she do?
Since 2014, she's been researching grassland birds in Chester County. And in 2022, she actually co-founded the Grassland Bird Collaboration.
Wait, grassland birds? I mean, I struggle to see the bridge here. Protecting birds feels light years away from the bureaucratic grind of a town council.
You think so, right?
Yeah. Like, is there an actual transferable skill there, or are these just two entirely separate lives she leads?
It's actually kind of the ultimate training ground for governance.
How so?
Well, as program manager, she partners directly with farmers. And the core challenge is that these birds often nest in fields that are being used for agriculture.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah, so she has to negotiate land management practices, like slightly altering a mowing schedule so the birds can safely fledge before the hay is cut.
Wow, okay. So she is constantly finding ways to achieve these environmental goals without destroying the landowner's actual economic yield.
Exactly, balancing competing interests, which is basically the core of running a town council.
Yeah. I mean, if she can negotiate a hay schedule that saves birds and preserves a farmer's profit, it's easy to see why she's currently chairing the Zoning and CELDO task force.
Which is a huge job.
Definitely. And for anyone not steeped in municipal government jargon, SALABO stands for Subdivision and Land Development Ordinance.
Right.
It's essentially the town's rulebook for how land gets carved up and built on.
And it is a massive undertaking right now. They're updating ordinances that haven't been touched in over 20 years.
20 years, wow.
Yeah, they need to bring them into alignment with Malvern's 2022 comprehensive plan.
That sounds incredibly dry, honestly. Zoning ordinance updates.
It can be, but it's so important.
Yeah.
She also has this long-term goal to link that strategic planning directly with the CIP, the Capital Improvement Plan.
Which is how the town actually budgets for and schedules big physical infrastructure projects over the next few years, right?
You got it. It's all about ensuring wise resource use. She wants a town that honors its past, but also builds a lively downtown and expands green infrastructure.
It's basically like updating the town's outdated operating system.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, think about it. She wants new software, like a modern rain garden or permeable paving. But if you try to install that software, it just won't run on code written 2 decades ago.
Exactly. The old rules literally might not permit those modern solutions.
You have to rewrite the underlying code to support the new features while making sure you don't crash the parts of the system that are actually working well.
Like the town's historic character.
Right. And doing that requires an incredible amount of consensus.
Which tracks perfectly with her final message to the residents. She actively acknowledges that people aren't always going to agree on these sweeping changes.
Sure. Yeah. Change is hard.
But she emphasizes that prioritizing open communication and, constructive problem solving
Mm.
is really the only way to effectively write the next chapter of the Count's story.
It's funny, for someone whose current task is literally rewriting the structural code of a single small town, her own personal map is massive.
Oh yeah, she's traveled to 6 continents, everywhere but Antarctica.
That's amazing.
And she's a passionate Philly sports fan too. But at the end of the day, her favorite routine is just walking her dog right there in Malvern.
It always comes back to that local soil.
It really does.
Which leaves us with a question for you to mull over. If you were suddenly in charge of the zoning laws for the exact neighborhood you grew up in, how much would your childhood nostalgia dictate what you try to preserve versus what you actually allow to evolve?